Hey guys, welcome to Progression Reloaded Season 2. Most of you have probably come over here from Cards and Coffee TCG, and to those of you, I say welcome back. Hope you enjoy the time on my channel. And to the rest of you who are brand new to the channel, welcome. Not sure how you found this, but hey, I'll take it. That being said, we got a couple small changes coming your way, but nothing too crazy. We're going to go ahead and start things off with a ban list, however. We're banning Change of Heart, Graceful Charity, Snatch Deal, Giant Trunade, and Painful Choice. 5 cards that are just, well, a little too centralizing. They're cards that have been in every single deck we've built pretty much since their introduction, and in some cases, like Change of Heart, the very beginning of the series. We'll go a little bit more into a discussion about it later, but just know those 5 cards are now added to the ban list. On top of that, the first set we're going to be opening is the Duel Academy Mega Packs. We lost out on a lot of cards just because of the nature progression. And we just figured that we should incorporate just a bit wider of a card pool just to kind of set our series aside a little more from, other series that may be running around. In addition to the Mega Packs, Justin will be opening up a prize of his choosing, which he will be talking about in our little discussion momentarily. That being said, let's hop in the discussion room and catch up with Justin. Hey Justin, so we're back in the ban room, and I guess I'm in charge this time. So, well, we took out five cards that have been pretty prevalent in our series so far. Not sure how you feel about all of them, but I feel they were pretty necessary to get rid of. And once again, for everyone who wasn't paying attention at the intro of the episode, Graceful Charity, Painful Choice, Change of Heart, Snatch Steal, and Giant Trunade are now gone.
Yep. It's pretty crazy because all those cards have very powerful purposes, obviously. I'm excited to see how we change our gameplay or game style, I guess, when it comes to deck building. But there's also a lot of good things coming from it for the fact that, there's less sacky cards in the deck. The DM staples are so amazing. So it's going to be nice for me to be sitting down and going, oh, God, I hope he doesn't Giant Trunade me right now, right?
In addition to the ban list, we also each got to open a box of the Duel Academy Mega Packs. And I'm not sure what you pulled yet, but I know my pulls went pretty well. A lot of cards that we wouldn't have gotten otherwise, but still pretty nice to have now. Would have liked them a week earlier, though.
Yeah, when I was flipping through the card pool in that set, it was cool to see a lot of these cards that were really just pivotal for time periods that we kind of already missed over. But that's not to say we couldn't use them now. It's just at one time before this, it was even stronger than it would be used now. So I'm very excited to see how these new cards will fall into our new meta, especially because one thing I noticed, and I don't know if you did, the card pool was such a large card pool. So even though there was a lot of amazing cards in the low rarity slot, there was no guarantee you're going to hit them all. So really, like all these pack openers have been for us, it really comes down to how lucky you are. But I've been very curious to see what you get because I know there is a bunch of different routes really that you could branch out from this set. For me, I know there were some decks that I already had support for and it could help. There was also some new decks that really my support was pretty weak to that could actually get buffed. But really, it made me think what you would do if you were in my situation, depending on what card pool you got. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to deck building, we already have the ban list, but now with all these new cards thrown in, not including the new Exceed mechanic, this episode could be very exciting.
Yeah, we both get access to the first Zexal starter deck, which is Utopia, and a bunch of other cards that aren't Utopia. I'm not really a fan of the Exceeds monsters, and I feel like that's going to come off pretty obvious very quickly. But in addition to the Exceeds deck, you also get a prize from winning last season, and, well, I'm not sure what that prize is, so why don't you let everyone know what you decided on?
So I was debating for quite some time. We basically decided that since I was the victor of the first season, in addition to the Mega Pack, I could go ahead and open any one product from the timeline where we're at and before. Basically, I guess a gift, as if I went to a card shop or whatever and bought it. And there were a lot of options, a lot of cool side sets to help get reprints, even some sets that would incorporate new support for new strategies. But in the end, I felt like a lot of the reprint sets really catered to either old Yu-Gi-Oh style gameplay, which we were kind of evolving from, or was very hard in the synchro support And since we're going to be moving past that mechanic, it felt weird to want to grab some of this synchro support, but I think it's going to be a few episodes before Exceeds really dominate our decks. And that's not to say synchros or fusions can't be played, but I do think the Exceed mechanic is so generic and easy to use, it's going to be hard for us to not play it if we get access to them. But in the end, I actually decided to open Hidden Arsenal 1, not because of Brio, but don't get me wrong, if I pull Brio, that's going to be amazing. But really, one thing a lot of my decks have been lacking in the last few episodes is a generic level 5 synchro, and Catastor comes in this set.
Catastor?
Yeah. Yes. So again, Catastor isn't going to be the most game-breaking thing, but there has been a lot of handicaps I've put on myself in my deck building where if I had a level 5 synchro, there would be a lot more avenues, or at least a lot more options in the tech cards I could play. For instance, last season, I really wanted to bring some kind of variant with the plants and the Tengus that I pulled, but the plant engine with Tengu just begs to make level 5 synchros. So it's pretty hard to want to play the plants and go into no level 5 synchros, especially with no librarian or anything like that.
Yeah.
And again, you have Magical Android, but I don't. But I think this is really going to be the one time, at least for quite a while, that I actually would have a chance at getting a level 5 synchro. And of course, if I hit Brio along the way too, that's just an insane plus, especially right now being pre-errata. But really, Catastor is what I'm shooting for. Everything after that is just icing on top of the cake.
Yeah, I'm hoping you don't pull Catastor for my own sake, but I don't know. It might be pretty fun to go up against Catastor and Brio. So part of me is hoping for the best, and part of me is hoping for a little bit more excitement here. But I guess that's going to be revealed in our duel. So I guess for both of us, it's time to open up these main sets and head into Season 2.
Yeah, I'm super excited, man. It's going to be pretty exciting. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Season 2 of the Progression Series Reloaded. Super excited for this episode. A lot's going on. Ban list, new starter, new card pool. But before all that, we got to spin 2 wheels. Storm of Ragnarok first. Definitely hoping for Secret Rare because, well, Maxi is insane. Let's spin the wheel. Hopefully we get lucky and start this season strong. Oh my god. That's crazy. I'm not even going to bother hopping over to the pack opener. I already know Maxi is coming to the collection. Yeah, that's crazy. Super excited.
All right, guys, here we go. The first wheel of the season. So here we go. Storm of Ragnarok. Let's see what we get here. I know what card I want, but the chances of me getting it are low. But it looks like I'm going to get a super. I think the card to go with is Forbidden Lance. Basis would be fun for like a week, and then I'd probably never use it again. But Lance is a long-term investment, so we are picking up Forbidden Lance from Storm of Ragnarok.
All right, wheel number 2 already started strong. Would love to hit super on this one for my 3rd Reborn Tengu. Extreme Victory has a lot of good stuff though, so let's spin the wheel and see what we get. No, not a super. All right, let's see what all we got. I forgot all about Tour Guide, honestly. That's a really good card, but it's better in multiples, obviously, because you could just Tour Guide for Tour Guide. But I guess if I played maybe Night Assailant, then that way I have an extra target in case I already draw into Sangan. But I don't know. That's kind of weird and dependent on whatever deck I play. But I don't know how good this is going to be, but I feel like it's really good. So I'm going to grab Tour Guide. The card was meta-defining at the time. And coming into the Exceed era, who knows? If we get enough rank 3s, it'll be an amazing card for the collection. Let's move on to the pack opening. We have a lot to open. I'm super excited.
And in the final wheel for last season, Extreme Victory. Not really sure what I want out of Extreme Victory. I can't really pull a Tengus, but I guess I'm getting a secret. So there's not really any debate this time around. We have to pick up Tour Guide from the Underworld. It's not going to be as busted as it would have been, in the actual card game at the time, but it can't hurt to have. So Tour Guide is our pickup for Extreme Victory.
Legendary Collection 2, very excited for this opening. A lot of really good cards, a super, ultra, and secret in every pack. A lot of potential for some good stuff, but there's just so many cards in this set, so hopefully we can at least get a little bit of something, but hopefully we start strong. First pack, flip it up. Nothing. That's a bummer.
Starting things off with Legendary Collection 2 Mega Packs. Honestly, all I really want from here is Dandelion. There's other things that would be great to add to the collection, like Judgment Dragon or Card Trooper, but Dandelion takes precedence over all of that. Let's just hop into it. Here's pack number 1. We do get a great Shogun Shien, a couple hero supports, but the Mizuki is probably the highlight of this pack because it buffs up my zombie lineup considerably.
Pack, okay, Thunder King. Hopefully we can get at least one more of this. We've got quite a bit of packs left. This card's really insane at this time period. It's a Colossus on legs. Hopefully the pack treats us well.
We do get a Stratos, which means that heroes are potentially live. A Judgment Dragon and a Mizuki.
Oh, okay, there's a Mali. That's awesome. If we can get at least one more, maybe we could do something with it. We have the Stratos. I think we have an Armageddon Knight as well, so that's one way we could use this. All in all, very solid card. Would love to get one more. Ooh, that's a big hit. Destiny Hero Disc Commander is basically pot of greed, so again, we'd need the right deck to abuse it, but yeah, this card's pretty dang good. There it is, second Thunder King Ryo. Super awesome. We have about 6 more packs. There's some other comments I'd like to hit, but really 2 Thunder King, definitely the highlights of this pack, at least for me. Coming up on the end here, no Dandelion yet, but there's the 3rd Thunder King. That's pretty awesome. Gallus is a cool card too, but Thunder King, yeah, that card's insane.
We get the Dandelion, we get a Lumina. So I got pretty much everything I need from this pack outside of Card Troopers, but we're only at the halfway point here, so we get a 3rd Cyber Dragon added to the collection.
All right, well, you know, all in all, pretty solid opening. I can't complain. We got Stratos, we got our 3rd Cyber Dragon, 3 Thunder Kings, we got a Mizuki in case we ever need to use that. We only got 1 Mali, unfortunately. That's kind of a bummer. Got some Dark End Dragons, some Light End Dragons, but outside of that, I guess there's the Necro Gardener as well. Nothing too crazy. There's a Sky Blaster. Yeah, I was hoping for bigger things, not going to lie. There's the Disc Commander. Maybe I can find a way to play some of this stuff, but really, I guess in my eyes, 3 copies of Thunder King, I can't complain. That card is insane. I'm going to try to play a deck this week that can abuse it. Super awesome.
Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at our Mega Pack pulls here. The big one here is Judgment Dragon. So one of the big ones here is Judgment Dragon. It means that my Lightsworns finally have access to their boss monsters. It means that the Twilight deck is now an option for me. Unfortunately, no Lilas, but I think I can make do if that's the route I choose to go with. We do get a 2nd and 3rd Dasher, which doesn't really do anything because you only really need the 1, but again, that's not for a long time down the road. We get a 3rd Cyber Dragon, we get a Stratos, we get more than a playset of Mizuki's, which is fine because I think it's at 1 for right now at least. But having Mizuki means that my zombie lineup is buffed considerably. We get a Phantom of Chaos, which is pretty cool because I think it's slow enough to really play right now. We get double Card Troopers and a Dandelion, meaning that I got pretty much everything I needed and wanted from the set. Really, the highlight has got to be the Dandelion and the Card Troopers. They're probably just the most versatile cards we have here, and Card Trooper especially just means that my deck gains so much speed. Overall, this was a great opening, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what Justin gets and, well, basically where the series goes from here.
All right, so since I won last season, I got to choose Hidden Arsenal for my bonus booster box this week. Catastor is the main card I'm after. Not Brio or Mistworm, as much as I want those cards, but I have no generic level 5 Synchro, and it's been coming up quite often for me, so if I could bag one of those, it'd be very, very great. I will gladly take Brio and Mistworm as well. I'm not saying I don't want them, but Catastor, for whatever reason, is definitely on my eye. First pack, flip it up. It's too easy, bro. Too easy. And there's Flamville Guard as well. That's pretty cool for like Dragon Ruler format. Very awesome. All right, pack number 4 has another Catastor that's pretty awesome. Don't know if we'll play to, but if ever I have a deck that level 5s come up pretty often, I guess I'll do it. But hey, I'll take it. 3rd Catastor for me now. And 4th Catastor. Why not? Let's keep the collection. I asked for Catastor, so I guess I'm going to get Catastor. Oh, okay, that's a big one. Brionic, super happy I hit that. Really all we're missing now is the Mistworm. We're not even at the halfway point, but, you know, 1 Brio, 5 Catasters, or whatever it is. Super awesome. There it is, Mistworm. I don't know what else there is to hit in here outside of maybe some of the tuners for main deck stuff, but Flamveil Magician's pretty cool too, but Mistworm, Brio, and of course the handful of Catasters we have now. Super awesome. And that was the halfway point. Let's keep going. Another Cataster, why not? We need more. Like I said, more Catasters. I think that's 6 or 7 of them now. Oh, okay, there's X-Saber Arabellum. That's a really good tuner. You can bring it out off of Rescue Cat. Set up some cool synchro plays. Definitely a cool option. I'm going to have to keep that in mind. Okay, second Mistworm. Don't know if we'll ever use it, but hey, now we got it. Pretty cool opening. I don't know how many Catasters we hit, but we got 2 Mistworm and a Brio alongside the 20 Catasters, and I think 1 X-Saber Arabellum for the main deck as well. Super awesome opening, exactly what I was hoping for. Let's move on to the main openings because those 2 sets have a lot of really cool generic Exceed cards that I'm hoping to get my hands on. Okay, first set of the core booster sets that we're going to be opening this week. Generation Force has a lot of really cool stuff in it. The windups make their debut, one of my favorite archetypes, but really all of the support for the most part is high rarity. Even the future support that makes it broken in Order of Chaos, so definitely don't see us playing that. But all in all, there's some great generic Exceeds. There is Leviathan, Leviair, there's some rank 4s as well, like Steel Swarm Roach. Hopefully we can get something generic to go along with our collection. First pack, let's flip it up. Nothing.
Our first set of the season is Generation Force, and, well, with this we've officially entered the Exceeds era. Synchros are going to, unfortunately, take a back seat for a while. We do get Orient Dragon in this pack, but the main highlight of this set is going to be the Exceeds monsters. There's a hell of a lot of them in this one that are pretty influential, so let's just get into it and hope that Justin doesn't pull Steel Swarm Roach. Starting things off, nothing crazy at all, honestly.
Pack 3, there's the Ghost Rare Leviathan Dragon. This is one of my favorite cards. Why? I don't know. It's kind of an average card, but I love the art, and it's super nostalgic to me for whatever reason. I used to have the playmat of this card as well. Very glad I have this, especially now that we have like the one tour guide. It might come up. Pretty cool. Let's go to the next pack. Okay, there's Wind-Up Magician. I guess if I'm going to play wind-ups, I need to hit all the wind-ups I can. Again, not very likely, especially because Factory is a super rare as well. But hey, I'll take it.
We do get a Leviathan Dragon.
All right, this pack is pretty cool. Sea Lancer, super awesome. Works really good with the Frog engine. You have to play Poison Draw Frog, but when you banish it for Ronin Tonin and then you tribute summon this, you can equip all your banished monsters to him. And when Poison Draw Frog goes to the grave, you'll draw a card. So basically a beefy monster with protection. And again, you're just going to keep drawing whenever those draw frogs hit the grave. Super awesome. Okay, I wanted generic 3s, but didn't really want this guy. Ooh, that's a cool one. A Hero Lives, and I do have the Stratos. Huh. What the? Second Hero Lives. That is crazy. Okay, again, I would need to be playing heroes, but when you have 2 teleports for the deck, that's very tempting, even though it costs half of your freaking life points to use it. Final pack, hoping for Leviair, maybe Steel Swarm Roach or something. Let's flip it up. No, looks like we got nothing. Oh, well, we got a Leviathan Dragon and a couple Wind-Up Magician. Pretty cool, but I guess Goblinberg. Oh, and the double Hero Lives is definitely a very cool card to have. It makes me want to play heroes, but I just don't know if I have the right support to really take full advantage of it. But I'm definitely going to consider it this week. Super awesome. Definitely looking forward to the next set.
All right, so nothing crazy this week. The Gobliners are pretty nice main deck cards. Yeah, not much in the main deck lineup. But what we did get is Leviathan. Unfortunately, no Leviair or no Steel Swarm Roach. But Leviathan is still a damn good card on its own. We did get 1 mass change target. But honestly, I don't feel like this pack is going to do much for me at this point in time. The only cards that I really would like to pull were the Leviair and the Steel Swarm Roach, in addition to the Leviathan here. But I guess I can't really complain with what we got. one isn't bad, but let's get on to our next pack, Photon Shockwave.
All right, final pack of the episode, Photon Shockwave. Very excited for this. Meta-defining set, actually. The Evil Czars make their debut. The Evil Czars themselves didn't really make that much of an impact. They are kind of high rarity, so that deck's probably unplayable. But the extra deck cards are really amazing. Again, high rarity, Logia, Ultra Ulti, and Dolka as a secret. We don't get the Dinosaur structure deck, so we're not going to be playing it like that. But Rescue Rabbit is also in this set, but of course, it's secret rare, so another card that's just very unlikely to pull. Hopefully we hit some of the generic stuff like Giga Brilliant. That's a pretty solid rank 3. But all in all, my fingers are crossed. Hopefully this pack treats us well. First pack, flip it, nothing.
Our second set of the week is Photon Shockwave, and honestly, this one's kind of scary because dinos make their presence known. Now, the chances of an actual playable dino deck are pretty low because, well, you'd have to pull multiple Rescue Rabbits and, well, the dinosaurs themselves, which aren't really guarantees with their upper rarities, but it's still a fear I have to live with. That being said, there's really only one card that I think will benefit me in the long run, and that is Matai the Time Lord. The windups are also in this set, so it is a possibility that I'll be seeing that on Justin's field, but I'm not really sure what I should be going for here because, well, due to the Progression Series rules, I'm only going to get the one box, and pretty much locks me out of anything good from this format. So we're probably just going to be buffing our Synchro deck, so let's go ahead and get into it. Here's pack number 1. We get this little lizard whose name I always forget how to pronounce. I guess the biggest problem cards here would be like Rescue Rabbit, another Lancer, and a baby Trigon. Okay, well that's actually pretty interesting because I can pull that off pretty easily and reliably.
Okay, pack number 4, though, has a Kage-Takage, a good monster. Whenever you normal monster, you can special him. Sets up some rank 4 plays. Pretty cool. He's a reptile for in the future when we get King of the Feral Imps. So, pretty cool to add to the collection.
Monster slots, 1 day apiece. So far, pretty decent.
Okay, that's a horrible card. Ultra rare, Illuminite. Takes 3 level 4s to make, and you detach to draw a card and then discard a card. Really, I'd have to be pretty desperate to want to play this card, honestly.
We get Junk Defender, which does nothing for me. The Junk archetype was a mistake, and I wish they would actually fix it. We do get the Photon Dragon, which is actually a nice surprise.
Ooh, there is the Logia in pack number 8, I believe. Pretty cool. Again, it takes dinosaurs to make, so unless we hit the Rabbit, I'm not going to play a vanilla beat deck without Rabbit, for sure. Not happening. Okay, sure, bro. Second Illuminite. Awesome. Oh, what? That's a crazy pull. Wind up Zen. I totally forgot about Zen mains. This card is insane. Basically, a rank 3, similar to Gachi Gachi. Whenever it's destroyed, you can detach a material instead. But then at the end phase of the turn you use that effect, you can pop a card on the field. And the craziest part about this is it's a secret rare. So that's awesome we pulled it. Probably means Ricardo might not pull it. I don't know. He has some pretty good luck, though. But the craziest part about this is if we did go on wind-ups, this is just another wind-up to trigger other card effects. Again, not very likely. It's all very high rarity. And honestly, okay, I'll be honest. I'm pretty sure that's never going to happen. But Zen mains, super glad I pulled this. An awesome secret rare for the collection. Hey, next pack, Ghost Rare, first edition Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. I doubt I'll ever play this, but it's very cool for the collection, and it'd be cool if ever I could pull it off. Very awesome card. Bro. That's crazy. A second Zen mains. I have to play a deck that plays rank 3s now. Luckily, we have that tour guide now. But, I mean, one tour guide doesn't make 2 Zen mains. So, man, that's so awesome. Okay, very excited about this. That's awesome. Well, all in all, this opening, super solid. There's Kage-Takage. We got double Illuminite. Kind of garbage, whatever. We got this Logia. Don't think we'll ever touch it. There's another Illuminite. There's 1 Zen mains and number 2. Super awesome. Very happy. Shard of Greed. Super garbage, but it is what it is. There's also the Galaxy Eyes, so that's pretty cool. This opening, super awesome. There's so many options on the table this week now with all the openings that we did. So I'm definitely going to have to wrap my head around this, but I'm very excited for this week. Ricardo, like I said last season, I do not want to get hat-tricked, and again, I'm hoping to take this season by storm. I'll see you guys at the deck builder. Peace.
Not the craziest openings. These sets really relied on me getting like a bunch of upper rarity stuff, which just really isn't possible under our rules. We do get a couple of monster slots, which are cool, a set of ego boost, but I guess our Seas lineup is kind of building up. We do get Baby Trigon, which I can make pretty easily, I believe, and we do get Black Ray Lancer in the play set. Overall, not too bad. I guess the highlights for us are really going to be the Dandelion and the Card Troopers from the Mega Pack. But I can't really complain with anything else we got this week. It's going to be interesting. It's good to be back. So, that being said, it's time to build.
All right, so this is the deck we're bringing for episode 1 of season 2. Very excited to be bringing this. I actually almost brought a plant variant of this for the finale of last season. I opted out of doing it because, well, not only does this deck inherently make level 5 synchros with its own engine, but the plants are level 1 tuners, and when you combine them with these level 4s, level 5 comes up all the time. Now, in this deck, I actually opted to cut the plants and go more stun, which we'll talk about in a sec. But even with that, I felt really good about this deck because we have access to Catastor now, even though level 5 isn't really necessary for this build. So I think it's pretty straightforward to see what this deck's all about. There is a bunch of trap cards just bent on stopping Ricardo in his tracks. So when you combine the trap cards with all these pseudo floater / searcher cards, it makes it to where if I get going and have all my trap cards set up, it could be very hard for Ricardo to keep up in card advantage. This deck is very good at controlling the pace of the game and outgrinding your opponent's resources. Starting things off for the TGs, we have 2 Rush Rhino. This is the beat stick of the deck. It's 1600 attack, but during your turn, when it attacks, it'll gain 400 attack in the damage step, putting it at 2k, which is a pretty respectable number, especially if Ricardo is on Thunder King himself. It can run it over very easily. After that, we have the 3 Warwolf. This is the extender of the deck. Whenever a 4 lower is special summoned, you can special summon them from the hand. This also includes Ricardo's monsters, which is pretty cool. So if ever he's like going for game, if I really needed to, I could summon it from the hand to wall up and make sure I don't die. Plus again, in the end phase, if it dies, I can replace it with something else for my next turn. After the Warwolf, we have 2 Striker. This is the tuner of the deck. It's basically Cyber Dragon, but basically if I have no monsters and Ricardo controls monsters, I could summon it from the hand. And again, this combos with Warwolf because it's a special summon. That means I get a level 5 synchro without even normal summoning. And if I had another monster in my hand and wanted to commit, I can normal another level 3 to set up a level 8 play, or I can normal a 4 and set up a level 9 play. Again, we don't have Trishula, but we do have double Mistworm, so Ricardo has been on a heavy extra deck combo-based oriented deck, so I think Mistworm can definitely be a powerhouse against Ricardo. Again, these TGs are more for grinding and searching and out-resourcing my opponent, but the fact that there is built-in combos in the engine as well makes it to where it's a very versatile archetype. After the TGs, we are on 3 copies of Thunder King Rhino. I really wanted to play this card this episode. In case you don't know what it does, when it's on the field, neither player can add cards from their deck to their hand. Plus, in addition, if ever Ricardo were to special summon a monster, I could tribute it to negate the summon and destroy it. Basically, a solemn warning on legs. Now, the reason this is so amazing is not only is this card meta-defining for its time, but when you combo it with Skill Drain, it's truly amazing. As you can tell with all the other monsters, really they go unfazed by Skill Drain except for Rhino, but again, we have other ways to get around that. And I think really that relation alone makes Thunder King super amazing, but even if we don't have Skill Drain, being able to normal summon this as a Floodgate on legs makes for a very, very powerful card for this day and age. After the Thunder Kings, we have 2 Reborn Tengu. This card is amazing. Again, we didn't hit the 3rd on the wheel, which is unfortunate, but we did get a tour guide, so beggars can't be choosers. What Tengu does is whenever it leaves the field, it can summon another copy from the deck. Pretty great because, again, it trades really great with trap cards, and it's a great floater for the deck. Also really good at setting up synchro plays because you can sync with it, and then it'll bring out another body from the deck. Plus, not only that, it is a Beast Warrior, so it will combo with the Horn as well. This card is very great, sets up synchros, and technically sets up Exceeds as well. I think Tengu, even though it is only at 2 in this deck, is still a powerhouse to deal with and can be very annoying for Ricardo. For the last 2 monsters in the deck, they are powerhouses. We have the 1 BLS and the 1 Max C. BLS, obviously a powerhouse. Even though skill drain will turn it off, it's still at minimum a 3k beater. And of course, I'm not always going to have skill drain, so BLS can just steal a game out of nowhere. Striker is a dark, and then of course Thunder King is a light, so it can be fairly easy to set this card up. And while it might not be a Chaos Turbo deck, it's still very awesome to have access to this card. Like I mentioned, we're on the Max C. I don't play the Crows this time around. There's no Battle Fader either. This is a very trap control-oriented deck, and if I don't have back row in conjunction with Max C, Ricardo might just take the challenge so he can OTK. But if I have 2 or even 3 back row with Max C backing it up, I'm pretty sure Ricardo is just not going to press his luck. I'm sure anybody who knows what this card does knows how powerful it is, and for anybody who plays in Master Duel, of course, you know how oppressive it can be. I am so lucky that I hit it on the wheel, and I'm very glad it is part of the collection going forward. Moving on to the spells, we have just some really generic good stuff spells. I didn't want to play too many because, again, I need to see a monster to play the game, but as long as I see one TG, then that basically gets the engine rolling, and I really want to see multiple traps to make sure Ricardo doesn't go off. So I really had to cut back on the spells because having a bunch of spells in hand really doesn't accomplish anything for this deck. We're on the one pot of duality for consistency. This deck doesn't always need to special summon, so this is really great at hitting your monsters or any of the power traps to go into. One pot of avarice, it's at 1 now, unfortunately, but it's really great because, again, in the grind game, your grave's going to get full of all these TGs because they're constantly recurring and constantly searching each other, so being able to put them all back and then get a pot of greed, very amazing. Raigeki Dark Hole, I still want to play these. I think this deck is very grindy, so having these cards to just swing tempo back in my favor if I fall behind makes them very great. Reborn and Premature Burial I think is going to be very important. Even though this isn't a combo deck, it's still very important because this is a very normal summon reliant deck outside of this Striker Werewolf combo. So having stuff to bring back from the grave, whether it's setting up a rank 3, rank 4, or a synchro play with Striker, can be very, very good. For a similar reason, we have the one Brain Control, just great at stealing whatever's in my way, but again, it sets up Exceed plays or synchro plays. We don't have the Snatch Deal or Change of Heart anymore, so this is the next best thing. So for that reason, I definitely think I want to play it. We got the one Book of Moon. It's back at 1. I still think it's very versatile, so I want to play it. And the last spell is Confiscation. Now, I haven't been playing this in the main deck recently. I've been siding it for whenever I go first. But I think in this deck specifically, having access to all these different trap cards, having hand knowledge is going to be so valuable. Being able to look at Ricardo's hand, see what he has in front of him, and then make the decision on how I want to sequence my traps will make it to where it's almost impossible for me to lose unless I just don't have the correct traps to counter him. Speaking of traps, we play a bunch of them, a total of 17. I would have played more if I could. 3 skill drain, this is the MVP, obviously. Turning off all effects on the field really does not affect your deck at all. This card is going to be a powerhouse, especially if Ricardo's on a bunch of tiny guys that bring cards back from the grave. As long as I stick a beater or a floater or a Thunder King, this card's just going to shut him off. After the skill drain, we have 2 TG1 EM1s. The EM1 is an amazing card. It's basically creature swap, except for I get to pick the 2 targets. I have to give Ricardo a TG, but again, I get to pick what I take, and I also get to pick what TG I give him. So that's pretty insane. Not only do I think this effect is really amazing, but the fact that he's going to get my TG makes it to where I can just run it over, and in the end phase, I get a TG to replace it. So it's super free. It's a trap card, so I can interrupt with it. I really love this card, and I would play 3 if I had more TG monsters, but since my lineup's only at 8, I really don't want to draw multiples of this card. For the next trap, we're playing 2 Horn of the Phantom Beast. This card is insane. I wish I had a third. Basically, what it does is it gives any beast or beast warrior an extra 800 attack, which is your Rhino, your Werewolf, and your Tengu. And not only that, whenever it destroys something by battle and sends it to the grave, you get to draw 1 card. So not only do you make your monsters really beefy, especially under skill drain, but it makes it to every time you run something over, you're just generating more and more advantage. This card really can snowball your deck out of control, especially when you have stuff like Thunder King with you, or Skill Drain, or any of these really powerful trap cards to back you up. It's very easy to get ahead, especially if you've already been grinding with your TGs. After the Horn, we are on the 2 Warning and the 1 Judgment. Judgment, I think, is going to be very important because Storm is still in the format, even though I'm not main decking it. I have to respect the card, and obviously this card's just a powerhouse anyway. I almost played Magic Drain, but I think this will be good. I'm just going to have to play around it and try not to be greedy and set a bunch of back row. After the Judgment, we have a bunch of power 1-ofs. We got the Ring of Destruction, Torrential Tribute, and the newly acquired Mirror Force. Torrential Tribute goes to 2 for us next episode, and I do have a second copy from, I believe, the DB1 opening we did a while back, so I'm very excited to be able to utilize that. Mirror Force, I only have the 1 new edition from the starter deck we just got. Very happy I have it, but now I know Ricardo has 2, and I believe in a couple episodes from now it will go to 2, so I really have to respect this card. But for right now, we're on even playing field, so I'm very happy about that. And I actually don't fear these kind of board wipe-esque effects because, again, all my cards are just floaters, so really, trap cards do not trade very well with my engine. After the Mirror Force, we have a Sakuretsu Armor. I really wish I would have pulled a D-Prison in the Mega Pack, but I didn't, so this is the next best thing. I could have played some other traps, but I just figured this was one of the better ones I had. I don't think he's going to attack too much when he knows I have Mirror Force plus these horns, so we'll see what happens, but I still think this is a pretty solid card. We got the one called the Haunted, again, just similar concept as Reborn and Prem, but this is also pretty cool because if Ricardo goes to search a card like with Charge of the Light Brigade, I could chain this and then target my Thunder King, bring it out, and then it'll basically turn off the search effect. He'll go -1, and then I'm sitting pretty with the Thunder King, so that's pretty amazing. Plus, if he blind MSTs or Heavy Storms, I could chain it, bring out a TG, the TG dies, and then in the end phase, I get a free search. So pretty amazing. For the last couple traps, we have the Oppression in the Trap Dust Shoot. Oppression obviously is insane, especially in a simplified game state. If I have a bunch of back row, if I have some beaters, if I have all of these recruiters and floaters, Thunder Kings, whatever game state I might establish, this card's going to be really, really unfair if I'm ahead. And it's also a way I can catch back up if I have something like Dark Hole or Raigeki to reset the board. This card, obviously, it's insane. Trap Dust Shoot was a last-minute inclusion with the Confiscation, but again, like I explained, I just think hand knowledge is going to be very insane. This won't out like Heavy Storm or any of the cards that actually counter my trap cards, but still it gives me hand knowledge, and I could rip out any problem monster I think would help him. Moving on to the extra deck, we have 2 Catastrophe. I could have played the 3rd, but I think 2 is plenty, especially since I'm not playing the plants. We got the 1 Goyo, the 1 Brio. This card's really amazing. We'll see if we summon it. We still have the 1 Black Rose in here. 7's pretty rare to go into, but I still think it's good to have because of Reborn and Brain Control. We got 1 Stardust, Colossal Fighter, and Scrap Dragon, just staple level 8s. These 2 are really amazing because of Skill Drain. Stardust and Colossal Fighter both work. And for the last Synchro Monster, we have the double Mistworm. I almost played an Ancient Fairy Dragon instead of the second copy, but I felt like a second Mistworm would come up before wanting to summon the Ancient Fairy, to be completely honest. That's it for the Synchros, and for the new Exceed lineup, we got the 1 Granusaurus, just a 2k beater, and if I kill something by battle, I can burn Ricardo for 1,000. Maybe it comes up, maybe it doesn't. It's really just there just in case. Leviathan Dragon, pretty amazing, 25 beater. Actually can get up to 3k, so that's pretty good too. And, of course, double Zen mains. I think if I don't have... And for the last rank 3s, we have double Zen mains. This card is a powerhouse. I really feel like if I don't have access to Skill Drain and I'm able to go into this, Ricardo is really going to struggle outing this card. He does have access to Compulse, so that is something he might be main decking this week. Again, sometimes he plays it, sometimes he doesn't, but I think going forward, once he sees what I'm playing, Compulse is definitely going to have to be something that he puts back in his main deck. Zen Mains is a powerhouse, very frustrating out, and really outside of Stardust Dragon, his extra deck really doesn't have an answer for this card either. Again, the Warwolves are very easy to spam, so hopefully I can stick this on the field. All in all, Zen Mains is probably the best card in my extra deck, hands down. Moving on from that, we have the last monster in the extra deck, the 1 Utopia. It's just the only rank 4 we really have. Pretty good, 25 beater, negates attacks. Really, it's pretty rare if I'm going to need this, but again, if I need a 25 beater to swing over something, I definitely have that option available. Moving on to the side, nothing too fancy. We have 3 Cyber Dragons now, so I'm going to play them. Very great at going second. They help me run over Thunder King if Ricardo's on that, but not only that, it's just a good beater, especially in relationship with Skill Drain. After the Cybers, we have the 3 Crow, again, in case Ricardo's on a heavy graveyard-reliant deck. We got the 1 Storm and the 3 MST in case Ricardo's on a trap deck. Double Smash, again, if he's on a trap deck, or maybe if he has 3 Thunder King like I do. And for the last card, 3 copies of Needle Sealing. If Ricardo goes on a heavy plant Synchro deck again. I think this card will blow him out of the water. Essentially 4 copies of Torrential Tribute. And again, I don't care if my monsters are destroyed because they're just going to replace themselves anyway in the end phase. This card is really insane and can definitely punish Ricardo. So whether or not it comes up, I guess it's all dependent on what deck he's playing. But again, my guess is if he gets his hand on a Dandelion, plants are definitely going to be his go-to choice. Again, there's nothing too fancy about this deck. It's pretty straightforward, pretty simple, just a trap control deck, meant to grind, meant to out-resource, control with Thunder King, set up the occasional Synchro or Exceed play, and really just try to out-resource your opponent. I'm very curious to see what Ricardo brings today. There are so many options on the table, whether it's Light Sworns, Heroes, Zombies, Plants. The sky is the limit. I know Ricardo's probably itching to tell you about whatever the heck he's bringing this week, so I'm going to pass it over to him. I'll see you guys at the duel.
Welcome to the first deck of Season 2, and it should look awfully familiar. It's Synchrons once again, but with a couple big changes. Starting things off, we got our third Junk Synchron. Actually, let's just go over the whole thing. Starting things off, we got double Quick Draw Synchron, but the new addition is a third Junk Synchron, courtesy of the final 5Ds era deck. I picked it up off the last hat trick and kind of forgot to announce it, but Justin knew I was going to grab this one for sure because, well, man, it got a playset of Junk Synchron. Our holy trinity of 5D's tuner monsters. In real life, these two were banned, so to have them free, well, it's going to be pretty interesting because we're going to see how well Plant Synchro can hang in the Zexal era, or at least the progression version of it. For our boss monsters, we added Galaxy-Ass Photon Dragon to the list. Not sure how well this is going to do, but I figure if Justin's playing any Exceeds, this is my answer to it. BLS and Dark Arm return alongside Cyber Dragon, as does Witch of the Black Forest, but next up is 3 monsters that are brand new to the deck, Card Trooper and Dandelion. It essentially takes 3 cards out of the deck, fills the grave, buffs itself up, and if it's ever destroyed and sent to the grave, I get a free draw. This card is amazing in this deck. It speeds up the game, and it's just a nice little beat stick. Dandelion, of course, is just as incredible because not only does it help the plant engine considerably, it has synergy with pretty much everything else in the deck, specifically our Drill Warrior. This card is insane, the token generation is amazing, and I've been wanting to play with this one for a long time. Next up we have Lone Fire because of course it gives us access to the entire plant engine. Sandgan to search, our double Doppels, our double Raikos, our Quillbolt, and our 1 level leader. We could have played 2, but I feel like 1 is good for right now because I don't have the Foolish Burial, I don't have the Painful Choice anymore, so you know, having 2 means I might be drawing 2. It does kind of suck that we're hard drawing into it, but it is what it is for the time being. Our spell lineup is considerably different because we've had to ban most of our spell cards here. Monster Reborn and Premature Return because, well, I like playing with the grave. Brain Control comes and taking the place of Change of Heart, and though it does have a couple restrictions, it's probably the best healthy alternative to Change of Heart. Rhoda, Charge the Light Brigade to mill and search, our Raigeki as our main form of monster hate, Card Destruction as our best deck thinning for the hand, MST and Heavy Storm as our back row hate, Scapegoat because I like tokens both defensively and to sync with. Last Will is a card I didn't really utilize too much before, but I'm sinking so much that I feel like I absolutely shouldn't be running it. Pot of Avarice because I run through the deck like crazy and it's nice to recycle things. Next up we got Solum. Next up, our Solon Trio and our Bottomless to round up the main deck. Our side, we have Chalice and Lance, 2 of the forbidden cards here. Basically just protection and negation. We don't really have a lot, we don't have effect failure, so the Lance to me is pretty necessary. So Chalice is pretty necessary. And Lance, of course, well, it's just a nice way to protect my own monsters. Royal Decree in case Justin's playing something trap heavy. Deity Warrior Lady as a searchable out to anything. Dust Tornado and the double MSTs because it is now unlimited as our back row hate, just in case the Heavy Storm and 1 MST aren't enough. Our generic traps here in Phoenix Windblast and Raigeki Break to clear the board. 7 Tools of the Bandit in case Justin tries to solo me in game 2 or something. But what we're doing a little differently here is that I've added double Hammer Shot, a Dark Hole, and double Smashing Ground to the side deck. Basically, I'm just trying to clear the board as much as possible in games 2 and 3 if necessary. You know, if I'm going second, I feel like these cards have to go in to guarantee that I can clear some bigger problematic monsters. As for the extra deck, formula is now unfortunately at 1, but it's still an amazing card and, well, one of the fastest cards in the game. In addition, we got our 1 Junk Warrior, Magical Android, making up our level 5s, Goyo Guardian, Drill Warrior, and Iron Chain as their level 6. Berserker and Black Rose being joined by X-Saber Urabellum as their level 7s. Urabellum's a new one to the deck. It came from the starter deck. Not sure how much it's going to see use, but it's a nice alternative as a generic level 7. Scrap Archfiend was stronger, but X-Saber's effect seems like it might be a little more beneficial, to say the least. Stardust Dragon. New to the deck is Road Warrior. This card searches for any one of my level 1, level 2, or lower warrior or machines, meaning that I get free doppels, essentially. We don't have a lot of other machines to work with, but Doppel is the only one we really need, and at 3k attack, it's a pretty nice card to have. Colossal Fighter. X-Saber Gotham's, I believe, making its debut in my deck. Shooting Star, and of course, our big beast Excalibur Cannon. Honestly, guys, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens here in episode 1 of season 2, and, well, it's time to duel. Well, Justin, here we are, the first duel of season 2. I don't know how your pools went. Mine were pretty much what I expected them to be from the first couple of Exo sets.
Okay.
But, you know, I think the mega packs are going to be the deciding factor here for both of us. So I guess the one thing you have over me right now is the hidden arsenal pool. So we'll see if we have that catastrophe on your side of the field or not.
Yeah, who knows, really. It's 24 packs, so the only problem, and I totally forgot this, when I went to go open those packs, I realized there was only like 5 cards per pack, or maybe it was 6, and it definitely disheartened me. I was like, man, maybe I messed up here, but I guess we'll see what happens in this game. But I know my openings for the 2 core sets weren't amazing, but there were a lot of like staple cards, call it, throughout it that are pretty nice to try to get a hold of, but I know for myself, I didn't get everything I wanted. But I would say in the end, we'll talk about it at the end of the duel, but I think I hit at least some of the stuff that I was looking for. All right. Good luck, bud.
Paper, scissors. Let's go. Oh.
All right.
All right. Well, I think I got to take first to start things off on season 2 here. So.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And just so you know, this, I believe, if I'm correct, is going to be the last episode we have priority.
Yeah, pretty big change coming up soon.
Well, good luck, bud. Super excited.
Here we go. Opening draw. Not the best hand, honestly. But I'm going to go ahead and set 2 and pass.
Okay.
The classic progression move.
All right, starting turn.
Yeah.
All right, I think this is pretty straightforward. I'm going to enter main phase 1.
Yeah.
I'm going to normal summon TG Rush Rhino.
That's the normal summon, huh? I think I'm just going to activate Bottomless on the Rush Rhino.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, well, there's a couple things I can do, but I think I'm just really curious on what your set monster is. So since you control a monster and I don't, I'm going to special summon TG Striker.
Okay.
I'm going to enter the battle, and I'm going to swing.
Well, it will be a nice little tie here as your Striker hits my Cobalt Hedgehog.
Okay, very well. Main phase 2, I'm going to just set a pair, and I'm going to pass.
All right, draw. All right, well, I guess it's time to summon my boss monster. Standby, main. Let's go, Sangan.
Yeah, Sangan's good.
And we're going to go ahead and run over the Striker.
All right, that's 200. Okay.
That back row's kind of scary, not going to lie.
It's nothing. It's all bluffs. It's double fake trap.
Am I willing to take that chance?
I'm not going to lie, knowing painful choice isn't in our decks anymore is kind of nice.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate, but, you know, I think the smart move here is to just pass.
All right, in the end phase, I will search a TG. In this case, I think I'm just going to grab a Warwolf. All right, starting turn. Main phase 1.
Yeah.
I will normal summon TG Warwolf.
Yeah.
And I will enter the battle phase.
Yeah.
Swing over the Hedgehog.
Okay.
And main phase 2, I will pass.
Alright, draw. Huh. And the TG do have a nice little back row all to themselves. I guess the question is, what are the chances you have the Solum set? I'm going to go ahead and test your back row here with Monster Reborn.
Ooh, okay. Gonna bring back my striker?
Yeah, I will be targeting the striker. So let's see if this goes through.
Yeah, that's good.
Alright, and then an Armory Arm would be really nice right now. I'm just going to go ahead and sink 5.
Okay.
And I'm going to summon the ever generic magical android.
Let me check your graveyard really quick. Yeah, that's good.
Alright, Sangan effect. I guess the card to search here should be Old Reliable Junk Synchron.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, I guess the only way to really find out here is to be a little greedy and normal summon Junk Synchron.
Yeah, you're good.
Junk Synchron effect to revive Quillbolt Hedgehog. And because I special summon the monster from my grave, I can special summon Doppel Warrior from hand.
Sounds good.
And I think now I'm going to go ahead and sink 8. And summon Stardust Dragon.
Okay, that one I do have to solemn.
Unfortunate. So I guess the question is, what is the other set cards you have? Because I'm going to now banish my magical android and my Sangan to summon BLS to the field.
All right, you have priority still. Would you like to activate the effect?
I think that's the right move here. I will priority banish the Warwolf.
Okay, well, I think this will buy me a turn. I'm going to activate Skill Drain.
Ooh. Okay.
No banish and no attack.
And was not expecting a Skill Drain TGs.
That's what I figured. I didn't think you would really consider. I've had a feeling you'd think I'd be on some kind of crazy synchro deck, but I figured I'd kind of mix things up to start the season off. I'm just going to go to the battle phase, and I'm going to swing over that Doppel Warrior.
Yeah, that's good. 400 damage.
And then main phase 2, I will go ahead. Well, that is a big BLS, so that's going to definitely hurt to get punched with. Luckily, you can't attack twice, so I guess I got that going for me. I guess I'm going to set a pair, and I'll pass.
Alright, draw. Alright, standby, main. I guess we just gotta risk you playing something like Mirror Force or Sakuretsu. Let's see. Pretty sure TG can't, or Warwolf can't be hit by a Horn of the Phantom Beast, so I think I'm safe to go here. Alright, Quillbolt to attack. Enter battle phase.
Yeah.
We're gonna have BLS go over the Warwolf.
Okay, well, I don't have something like Mirror Force. I have exactly Mirror Force, thanks to the new starter deck. Oh, man.
I knew that was a possibility. I guess right now the best thing to do is pass.
All right, drawing for turn, and I'm going to activate Monster Reborn on your BLS.
Oh, damn. That is going to be rough.
I'm going to enter the battle phase and poke you for 42. Try to even this life points up. And then main phase 2, I think the smart play is to set 1 and pass.
All right, here we go. Draw. Oh, okay. I think I'm going to normal summon Lone Fire Blossom.
Okay, yeah, Lone Fire is good.
And I will tribute Lone Fire to activate effect.
Yeah, you're good.
And the card I'm going to summon... I guess it should be... Spore.
Interesting. Okay. Spore is good.
Next up, I will pay 800 life points to activate Premature and bring back the Lone Fire. Kind of salty, because I had Premature in hand last turn, and I felt like I should save it for my next turn to bring my BLS. And here we are.
Oh, man, crazy.
All right,
yeah, you're good. Lone Fire, no response.
And courtesy of the Duel Academy pack, I will tribute the Lone Fire Blossom to activate effect.
Okay.
And I will special summon one of my favorite cards of all time, Dandelion.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
I will activate the effect of Quillbolt Engrave and special summon itself.
Yeah, the summon's good. No responses.
Alright, that's kind of scary, but okay. I have to start off by sinking 6. And that'll bring out, in this case, I think Iron Chain is the way to go.
Okay, summon is good.
And of course, Dandelion effect activates, giving me 2 Dandy tokens.
Mm-hmm.
I will banish Lone Fire Blossom to special summon Spore at level 4.
Okay, sounds good.
Then I will sink 6 with the tokens and Spore to bring out Yugioh Guardian.
Yeah, that's good.
Next, I will activate Pot of Avarice.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, go for it.
So I'll send back exactly 5 cards from my graveyard and leave it up to the heart of the cards. Draw
right.
1, draw 2. Man, that skill drain's a real problem.
It's a good card.
You either got this one or you don't. So I will tribute Iron Chain and Yugioh Guardian to special summon a new monster to the field. Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon.
Oh, that's hilarious. You know, I think that's okay. I'll let that go.
Alright. Man, I hate leaving that Orof on the field, but alright, let's see what that back row could possibly be. Photon Dragon will crash into BLS.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, man. I will pass on that.
All right, starting turn. Standby phase. I will activate Call of the Haunted targeting Striker.
Yeah, you're good. Not Power Gladiator.
I think I'm just going to get a little greedy. We're going to go to battle phase, and I'm going to get in there for 2,000.
Oof. Yeah.
Main phase 2, I will set 1 more card, and I will pass the turn.
Here we go. Draw. Alright, standby main.
Yep.
Let's go for it. Charge of the Light Brigade.
Yeah, good luck.
Mill 1, Mill 2, Mill 3. Let's go.
That wasn't bad.
I will add Rhino to hand.
Sounds good.
Unfortunately, we're still under skill drain, which is a big problem. Alright, I guess we have to go for it. I will send Rhino to grave to special summon Quick Draw Synchron.
Yeah, this is good.
Activate the effect of Bulb Engrave by sending a card from top of deck to the grave.
Sounds good.
Because I special summon the monster from the grave, I can special Doppel from hand.
All right, 1 second here. Looks like you have no other extenders, and that's your hand, so I will activate Torrential Tribute.
Oh, that's going to be rough, and I'll have to pass there.
And end phase, search 2 TGs. I'll add Rhino, and then I'll add a Warwolf.
And that'll be game 1.
That's game 1.
Damn. I felt like I should hold on to that premature, but I was like, what are the chances you have Reborn?
I did have the torrential if you did it, because I was holding that Reborn specifically for when I outed the BLS. I had the torrential and the Mirror Force, just depending on how you played out your turn. All right, game 2, man.
Yeah, TGs are scary, but that means I gotta take first here.
What? Come on, I'm only gonna like set 5 pass.
Yeah, that's the scary part. All right, here we go. Opening draw. Standby main.
Yep.
Oh, this one's pretty interesting. I think we're just gonna go ahead and set and pass.
Okay. Starting turn.
Yeah.
Main phase 1.
Yeah.
I think what I'm gonna do is normal summon Reborn Tengu.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, battle phase. Let's poke.
Well, unfortunately, you are going to get the second Tengu because it is Rhino.
All right, sweet. Tengu's pretty cool because it doesn't miss timing, whereas Rhino is very notorious at getting cards to miss timing.
Yeah.
Let's see what you milled here. Okay, and luckily I'm still in battle, so I'll poke again with this Tengu. Main phase 2. I think I will set a pair, and I will pass.
All right, draw. I guess the question is, do you have the third Tengu?
I don't know, bro. Who knows how kind the wheel was to me?
So let's go ahead and start off with a new card. Card Trooper.
Ooh, that's a good one.
And I will activate Trooper's effect by milling 3.
Okay.
Ooh. Alright.
Okay.
So I guess we're going to find out if you have the third Tengu or not. So let's go into battle and attack for 200.
Damage step.
Yeah.
I'll activate Horn of the Phantom
Ooh.
Beast. You
So
still get a
that's
draw,
gonna-
but so do I.
So that'll be, unfortunately, that'll send my Card Trooper to the grave.
And we
But
both
I
draw.
do get to draw from the effect. Okay, interesting. Main phase 2. I'm gonna go ahead and pay 800 life points to activate premature burial.
What are you
Instead of
targeting?
I will be targeting Witch of the Black Forest.
Okay, I'm thinking here. I think in response, I'm going to chain Mystical Space Typhoon. That way your witch doesn't hit the field.
Yeah. Do I want to be defensive against a 2500 Tengu?
It's basically half your life points.
I think Monster Reborn.
Oh, what's your target?
Witch of the Black Forest.
Thinking. Oh my goodness. You really are trying to search right now. I guess the question is, what is your set card? I got some cool things I can do, but I think to be safe, I'm just going to DD Crow that witch.
But I will banish Rhino, and I will banish Junk Synchron. It's a special summon BLS to the field.
Bringing out the big guns. All right.
And BLS will then banish your Tengu.
Unfortunately, I do not have a third Tengu.
I think I'm just going to go ahead and set one card and pass.
All right, starting turn. All right, I'm going to go ahead and fire off Raigeki. Got to deal with this BLS.
Oh, well, luckily for me, I had Forbidden Lance set face down.
Okay.
So by making BLS 2200, he avoids the destruction.
Okay, let's see here. Let me try Premature Burial of my own and target my Tengu.
Yeah, that is fine.
I think after that, I will go ahead and normal summon Rush Rhino.
Yeah.
And I will perform the game's first Exceed Summon, provided you do not have a Solemn Warning. Do you have a response?
Yeah.
It's all good, my friend.
So
All
I
right.
will pay the 2K to guarantee that Utopia does not go off.
All right. Your move.
Here we go. All right, I think the smart thing to do here is to have BLS poke for 3K.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go ahead and enter main phase 2. Set one monster and pass.
All right. Okay. Main phase 1.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and activate Pot of Duality.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Interesting. I see.
Yeah.
Got it.
Oh, what? What do you mean, bro? What do you mean?
Huh.
A little weird. That's nothing to see there. Oh, man. Okay, I got to really think about this, though. My life is getting dangerously low. Well, I think, unfortunately, I'm going to have to put the skill drain in my hand. Either way, this doesn't feel good. I will set a back row and set a monster and pass the turn.
Alright, draw. If I go to banish, you're just going to go ahead and skill drain. So that's an issue. So I think I just have to go for it. I'm going to flip summon Dandelion.
Okay.
And we're going to go ahead and have BLS attack your face down.
And it was... I think, to be safe, actually, I'm going to have to activate that skill drain preemptively. That way you don't get that additional attack. But you do destroy my Werewolf.
Okay, that is fine. And then Dandy will poke for 300.
Yeah, getting in there.
So I'm going to go ahead and main phase 2, set 1, and enter end phase to search.
Yes, sir. I am going to grab... I guess I'm going to grab TG Striker to hand.
Yeah, and that'll do it for me.
All right, starting turn. Ooh, that's a good one.
Okay, what did you draw here?
Well, this is a little bit of Heart of the Cards as well. We'll go Pot of Avarice for exactly 5, like you.
Ooh.
All right, 1,
that's a little scary.
2, 3, 4, and 5. Too bad there wasn't those Tengus to recycle. Bummer. Draw 2. 1, 2. So we're just built different. Okay. Life is getting dangerously low. Yeah, I have to do this. Okay, we're going to special summon TG Striker.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to normal summon Thunder King Rhino. I lose to so many different back rows, so I'm actually just going to go to battle phase and attack that Dandelion.
I guess I will take the 16. And then Dandelion effect, I will gain 2 tokens.
Okay. All right, main phase 2.
Yeah.
I will pass.
All right, draw. All right. I'm going to go ahead and start off with Raigeki Break.
Ooh, that's a good one.
And the card I'm going to hit is Skill Drain.
Okay.
And the card I send is going to be Level Leader. Yeah, and this should do it here. I will normal summon Junk Synchron.
Okay.
And with this effect, I'll special summon Rhino.
Yep.
And then I'm going to go ahead and sink 7 into Junk Berserker.
Oh, okay. I think, well, you already got it, but I'll negate with Thunder King. Why not?
Alright, and then into the battle phase. And let's see if Battle Fader makes a return.
Yeah, I drew into the one Tengu I shuffled back. Like the one card I didn't want to draw. Oh, man. All right. Game 3. Let's do this. All right, bro.
Game 3.
Oh, man. All right. I'm going to go first. Definitely have to. That was a good move on your part last game.
I'm looking forward to set 5 pass.
What? That's not me, bro. All I'm going to do is just normal summon a Thunder King, bro. That's all I'm going to do, okay? And then I'll set a pair and pass.
All right, here we go. Draw.
Brings back flashbacks, huh?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and see your Thunder King with my Card Trooper.
Okay.
Activate Trooper effect to mill 3. Ooh. No, not like this.
In response, I will activate Skill Drain.
Well, that's fine with me because I have the MST to counter.
Sounds good.
All right, let's go to battle. Trooper will ram into the T-King.
Sounds good.
And I will draw. Main phase 2. Main phase 2, I'm going to go ahead and activate Last Will.
Oh, you're crazy, bro.
And the card, I'm going to go ahead and summon off of that. The card I could not get onto the field last time, Witch of the Black Forest.
Yeah, it's a good searcher.
And I think that's where I pass.
All right, starting turn. Okay, well, I have a couple options, but, you know, I think, what's the best way to do this? All right, I'm just going to keep it simple. I'm going to normal summon Thunder King. Battle phase, poke.
Yeah.
Main phase 2, I'll set 1 and I'll pass.
Here we go. Draw. Huh. Damn. This is rough.
It's just the Thunder King, bro.
I will activate Smashing Ground.
Yeah, sure. Sounds good.
And then I'm going to go ahead and normal summon Quillbolt Hedgehog.
Okay.
Let's go. Attack for 800.
Oh, you're in a bad spot.
And I'll pass on that.
Man, well, since Thunder King's been so good against you, I'm going to activate Premature Burial. I will special summon Thunder King to the field.
Mm-hmm.
But that is not all. Since a level 4 was special summoned, I will special summon Warwolf.
Ooh, this is going to hurt.
And since a level 4 was special summoned, I will special summon Warwolf.
Yeah.
Let's go to the battle. Thunder King.
Yeah.
Then we're going to go 12.
Uh-huh.
And go 12. I kind of had an intention with this play coming into it, and that's kind of why I sequenced this the way I did, but you're kind of in a really bad spot. So I think main phase 2, I'm going to perform an Exceed Summon.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yes. We're going to make a pretty good rank 3 here. Probably one of the best rank 3s in the game right now, at least.
Levy? Is it Leviathan?
It is Zen Mains.
Oh, no.
I totally forgot about this card. When I pulled it in the pack, I was like, oh, shit, that was $100 card back in the day. This is crazy.
Man, I do not miss this dude at all.
What are you talking about? It's just Thunder King Zen Mains, bro.
All right, here we go. Draw. What are the odds you have the Solemn? Well, I guess we're going to go ahead and go blind with the MST and hit this card right here.
That was a good one.
Unfortunately, not what I wanted to see. I will then activate Raigeki.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go ahead and pass.
All right, in the end phase, Zen Mains has to destroy something, so I'm just going to destroy himself. Starting turn.
Yeah.
This is a pretty decent draw. Normal summon Tengu.
Yeah.
We'll go to battle, and we'll swing for 32. Damage
Yeah.
step. Horn for game.
Yeah, that was, man, no tuners.
No tuners, no lights or darks. That's crazy. Well, yeah, the darks, but wow, crazy.
Oh.
So I have to ask, what do you think about the TGs, bro? Had to represent the good old friend Brian, of course.
I love the TGs. They're one of my favorite decks. Man, T-King, what a pain in the ass.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm not really lying. Okay, I hit quite a few cards on the Mega Pack, but really, Thunder King was the highlight. I didn't hit Dandelion. I hit one Mally, but that was it. I did hit a Destiny Hero, oh my god, Disc Commander. So that's pretty cool. And I did hit a Stratos. So I was thinking of trying to find a way to abuse this hero engine I have. Because in my opening, I actually opened 2 copies of A Hero Lives. But it's a hefty price to be paying half my life points, especially in a format where you've been playing a deck that's pretty aggressive. So I thought this time around I would play just floater beats and control with the Tengus and the TGs and the skill drains. But But yeah, I just thought now, I mentioned it in the deck profile. I wanted to play this deck actually for the finale, but it was really lacking in monster pool outside of the TGs. I had the Tengus, I had the TGs, but I didn't have the Thunder King, so instead I was trying to play the plants in it. And if you look through the deck list, I'm not playing the plants. And in the end, the reason I didn't play it during the finale is, again, even with the plant engine, more times than not, level 5 synchros came up all the time. So I kind of bowed out of it. But now, this time around, I actually have a level 5 synchro. So now we're looking pretty good.
Yeah, so my mega pack, I got the Dandelion, I got the Double Troopers, I got some Stratos, which is cool, but I'm probably not going to be using those anytime soon. The wheel was good to me, gave me the Forbidden Lance, and a tour guide. That'll be interesting. Extra deck wise, I pulled Leviathan, but didn't really have a place in this deck unless I wanted to play the tour guide and go for the one Sangan I have.
Yeah, I know the next couple sets have a lot of different decks that get introduced to the game, and there's a couple that are low rarity as well. So it'd be interesting to see what we bring next week for sure.
Yeah, like to me the big one was Dandelion and the Card Troopers. Once I saw them in perfect ratios, I was like, oh, I know.
Nice. Yeah, I had a feeling if you did get a Dandy, there would be like no way you didn't play plants again. Started off with the Season 1 opener, or started off with the Season 2 opener, repping the plants. My opening, like I said, in the Mega Pack, I hit the Thunder Kings. I got 3 of them, so that's amazing. I don't know, did you hit any Thunder Kings?
No, I didn't hit a single Thunder King.
Wow, that's kind of fortunate for me. I'm not going to lie, because Thunder King's pretty insane. But again, it's one of those things where really between the years of like 2010 all the way up to, I guess you could argue 2013 before the Dragon Rulers hit, Thunder King is just a powerhouse. And I'm sure it'll see play in our decks for a while. Well, at least in mine, because I have it. But again, in my Mega Packs, I was really hoping to hit the Mallies or maybe some zombie support because you had all the zombies and I had none. I think I hit 1 Mizuki. I thought the Mega Pack would be like the highlight, but really in the end, I got a couple of good things to play with potentially in the future, but the Thunder Kings were the #1 hit in that pack. For me, in my bonus pack, you'll see it when you go to edit the video. I basically was saying the only card I really want is Catastor from my hidden arsenal. And then everything after that, if I hit Brio or if I hit Mistworm, it's just a win. And I hit Catastor all right. And a matter of fact, I think I hit 7 copies of Catastor. It might have been 6, but I think it's at least 7. You'll have to count when you edit. It's crazy. I was like, well, I guess I can't get mad. But I did hit double copies of something else. I did hit 2 copies of Mistworm, which is pretty good. It's the next best thing next to Trish, especially for you since you have been on all these extra deck oriented decks. And the TGs this week actually was another deck that makes level 9s, not super consistently, but pretty easily when you have your engine going. And I really like that I was able to hit it. But of course, somewhere in the middle, I did hit the single copy of Brio also. So really, this pack was a big pile of the same shit on top of each other, but I did hit a hell of a lot of Catastors, 2 Mistworms, and the 1 Brio. My wheel, I got Max C and Tour Guide, and for my packs, of course, you saw the Zen mains, but not only Zen mains, 2 Zen mains. So, yeah, I'd have to play a deck that could abuse it, but I do know... I was thinking about it in your extra deck, and really, Stardust is the only real answer to this card in your extra deck that I can remember. So I feel like now going forward, you're going to really have to think about Zen mains. Whether or not I play a deck that makes it, but I just feel like in the right scenarios, this card could be very punishing to you.
Gotta start main decking my Photon Dragon.
Yeah, that was hilarious. That definitely caught me off guard for sure. I did hit 1 more generic Exceed. I did hit the Leviathan also. Probably one of my favorite Exceeds of all time, even though it's kind of average. But I just love the art.
Yeah, it's a nice card. But we have officially ended the first game of Season 2. It was a good one.
Yeah, definitely good.
Not sure how I top deck BLS 3 games in a row, but
Hey, it's just a Ricardo way, man.
you know, bonds. But this has been a fun one, and can't wait for next week. So until then, see you guys.
Peace.